Good morning, everybody. Happy 4th of July from the bottom of my heart. It is Matt Modi, and the Dong Report is back in your life. We're talking today, obviously Thursday, July 4th. Again, happy 4th. I have 3 MLB home run predictions for you guys to lock in. We got a pretty big slate of games for the 4th, so don't want to dilly-dally too much. And folks, we've been red hot on the Dong Report recently. I feel like we have had enough data where we've been in the green that I can actually call it red hot. It's been like 3 weeks at this point. We're continuing to have days in the green, and that continued yesterday. Thank you to Alec Boehm for hitting a home run yesterday at plus 420 odds. He was able to give us a day in the green. Did not get our other two, Aaron Judge or Edmundo Sosa, but because of the odds for Alec Boehm, we were 1-2 yesterday, up 0.85 units. On the entire season, we just keep bringing our losses farther and farther down. Just to get ourselves farther and farther away from the beginning of the season. We are now down a little bit over 10 units on the season. I get that doesn't look great at all, but you have to keep in mind where we came from. Since June 1st, we are up over 7 units. Since June 1st, that's 5 weeks at this point, up over 7 units. So pretty confident that we're going to continue to turn things around. And actually what I'm going to start doing, at least for today, is I'm actually upping my unit size. So traditionally, I had been putting half a unit on these home run picks, and then for the off chance, I'd put more than that on guys like Aaron Judge or Ohtani, something like that. For today, I'm putting 0.75 units on all these guys. So traditionally for me, that had been $50. Now I'm putting $75 on each of them. So hopefully they reward me, continuing to mash dongs with me, upping my unit size. Hopefully, again, I get rewarded for that. But yeah, that's something to just note. I'm putting 3/4 of a unit on these guys moving forward, at least for the time being. So before I get into that, real quick, just subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not already. Check out the Dove Club if you're interested in getting all my plays sent to you for $5 a month. And let's chat about some dongs. First play, we're heading to the White Sox versus Guardians game. I am taking Jose Ramirez to hit a home run, plus 400 odds at FanDuel. Ramirez, he's been a staple for us on the Dong Report. More often than not, he's come through. I'm very confident to say that we are in the green backing Jose Ramirez. Hopefully that continues today. And this is also a really good game for home runs when you consider the weather and you consider the stadium. In general, Guardians Stadium is a hitter's park. So there's actually going to be 2 guys on the Guardians that I like to hit a home run today. Obviously, the first one being Jose Ramirez, and then we'll get into the next one after him. Guardians Stadium, Progressive Field, has pretty short left center and right center fields. So anything that gets hit mildly far is going to go out of the ballpark because of the dimensions of the ballpark. And today, specifically in Cleveland, it's very humid. Humidity helps for carry. So let's hope that these guys are able to get some balls in the air and get them yard for us. Starting with Jose Ramirez, obviously he has had a phenomenal year. Everybody that's been following baseball knows how good he has been. Great opportunity to continue to be phenomenal tonight. He's 4th in the MLB with 23 home runs. He's got the 6th best ISO rate. And really the biggest reason that Ramirez has been so good at hitting home runs, it's because of his fly ball rate. He just consistently puts the ball in the air. He's got the 8th highest fly ball rate in the MLB at 49.3%, the 8th highest pull rate in the MLB at 50.7%, and the 16th ranked launch angle at 19 degrees. Fly balls that are pulled, generally go out of the ballpark more often than not. That's why I like to look at fly ball rate and pull rate. And launch angle just measures the angle of the ball as it leaves the bat. So like fly ball is just binary. Was it a fly ball? Yes or no. Launch angle obviously gives you degrees to that, like how high, what's the angle of their fly balls and stuff like that. So both are important to look at. And when you consider the home stadium that he plays at, Ramirez's ability to put the ball in the air, that helps a lot with home runs. That's part of the reason why he's had such a good year. And for this specific matchup, Ramirez is much, much better when he's going up against left-handed pitching, which is what he is facing tonight in Jared Schuster of the White Sox. Jose Ramirez's ISO rate goes up to 32% against left-handed pitching. That would be the 3rd best ISO rate in the MLB. The only players above him would be Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani. That's pretty good company to be in. His fly ball rate admittedly is higher when he's facing a right-handed pitcher, but his pull rate jumps up to 54.4% above his average, with the most important thing being his hard hit rate jumps up a whopping 15% when he goes up against right-handed pitching versus left-handed pitching. His hard hit rate is at 46.1% against lefties. That would be the 2nd best hard hit rate in the MLB. So part of the reason why he's been able to be much better against lefties is because he hits the ball harder. And then looking at the pitching matchup specifically, Jared Schuster, he's a young pitcher for the White Sox. He's admittedly having a pretty decent year, but The issue with this one is Ramirez's two best pitches in terms of ISO rate, like the two best pitches he hits for the most power, are four-seam fastballs and changeups. He has a 30.2% ISO rate against four-seam fastballs and a 31.1% ISO rate against changeups. Those are Schuster's two most frequent pitches. He throws a four-seamer 42% of the time and a changeup 29% of the time. So one of those two pitches he's throwing, I mean, a pretty decent amount, almost over 70% of the time. Those are pitches that Jose Ramirez crushes while also crushing left-handed pitching. So hopefully Ramirez stays hot, comes through for us. That's our first pick. Next up, I told you we're sticking in the same game here, White Sox versus Guardians. And I have Josh Naylor to hit a home run plus 425 odds at Fanatics. There's a lot of jokes you can make about his last name, especially when talking about hitting monster dongs, but we're going to avoid that. Strictly talk about baseball here. And lefty stud for the Guardians. I love Josh Naylor, another guy on the Guardians who's having a really, really good year for them. Now, he's not quite as good as Jose Ramirez, but he has hit 20 home runs, which ties him with the 7th most home runs hit in the MLB. He's got an ISO rate of 25.3%. That puts him in the excellent category, as defined by FanGraphs. FanGraphs defines anything 25% and above to be considered excellent, and his ISO rate is the 11th best in the MLB. Only 12 batters that are qualified actually have an excellent ISO rate, so it's pretty good company that Naylor is in. He's got a barrel rate of 11.3%. That puts him in the great category, not quite excellent, but still good enough for our metrics. And I will admit, Naylor does hit right-handed pitching slightly better than he hits left-handed pitching, so that is not incredibly ideal. It's also not that extreme of a difference, so really nothing that should scare you off. Like him going up against the lefty isn't like a total no-touch. His ISO rate against left-handed pitching is 24.5%. Against right-handed pitching, it's 25.7%. So it's a little bit over a 1% difference in terms of ISO rate. But hitting at home does really help for Josh Naylor, just like it does for Jose Ramirez. If you look at Josh Naylor, his ISO rate at home specifically is 32%, which makes sense when you consider the stadium and stuff like that. And Naylor is also similar to Ramirez in that he crushes the top pitches thrown by Schuster. So I mentioned the top two pitches that Schuster throws are four-seam fastballs and changeups. Naylor has an ISO rate of 31.9% against four-seam fastballs and 27.1% against changeups. Naylor also crushes the pitch that Schuster throws the third most frequently. That would be a slider. Schuster throws sliders 25% of the time. Naylor's ISO rate against sliders is 30.5%. So he does hit sliders also really well. So one of those three pitches is what he's going to throw like over 90% of the time. Happens to be three pitches that Naylor crushes. Hopefully he crushes one today. And then lastly, our third and final pick of the video, Riley Green to hit a home run plus 560 odds at FanDuel. Plus 560 for Green to hit a home run, I think is crazy. I think the books are sleeping a little bit on Riley Green. He's a pretty decent power hitter, and he has an excellent matchup against the pitcher for the Twins today as well. Now, part of the reason why this is at plus 560 is that the target field, which is where the Twins play, which is where this is being played, is not a hitter's park. It is not like the Guardians Stadium. But Green also should still not be priced at plus 560 either. He has the 15th best ISO rate in the MLB at 23.7%. So no, he's not in the excellent category, but he is ahead of guys like Pete Alonso. He literally has a better ISO rate than Pete Alonso. You'll never see Pete Alonso at plus 560. He also has a barrel rate of 12.6%, which is in the great category. So great ISO rate, great barrel rate. That's great. And he's also been much better if you look at recently as well. Kind of like the Dong report, he caught his stride over the summer. Since June 1st, he has hit 6 home runs, but more importantly, has an ISO rate of 29%. Since June 1st, that would obviously put him in the excellent category. And he has the benefit of going up against Bailey Ober of the Twins. Ober is a right-handed pitcher, a pitcher that does not do a great job keeping the ball in the ballpark, especially against left-handed hitters, and Riley Green is a left-handed hitter. Green is also significantly better against right-handed pitching. It's pretty aggressive how much better he is. ISO rate against lefties, 19.2%. That's below average. Against righties, all the way up to 25.2%. That's considered excellent. Green has hit 16 home runs this season. 13 of those home runs have come against right-handed pitching. When you look across the board, stats are significantly better when he's facing a righty. It's not just his power numbers. It's any stat you can look at. It's better against right-handed pitching. And then you want to look at Bailey Ober. He allows the 10th highest barrel rate in the MLB at 9.4%, the 4th highest launch angle at 20.4 degrees, and he is also worse against lefties. So he allows a high barrel rate and a high launch angle. That's not great, while also being worse against left-handed hitters. His fly ball rate, specifically against lefties, is 54.2%. That will be the highest fly ball rate in the MLB by far if you just extrapolated that out to all qualified batters. And looking at the pitch mix also does favor Riley Greene, not quite as favorably as Ramirez and Naylor, but still pretty good overall. The one bugaboo here is that Ober's second most frequent pitch is the changeup. He throws a changeup 27% of the time. Greene admittedly does not hit changeups well, so that is not a point in our favor. What is a point in our favor is all the other pitches that Ober throws, Riley Greene crushes. The other top 3 of the 4 most frequent pitches, which basically makes up 99% of Ober's pitch mix, Riley Greene crushes. Ober throws a four-seam fastball 43% of the time. Greene has an ISO rate of 31.8% against four-seamers. That's his most frequent pitch. Then we have changeups, which, as I mentioned, Greene does not hit well. But then his third most frequent pitch is the slider. Greene has an ISO rate of 25.9% against sliders in the excellent category. And then the 4th most frequent pitch that Ober throws is a cutter. Cutter is what Greene absolutely crushes. His best pitch by far, hitting for power, are cutters. 44.4% ISO rate against cutters on over 120 pitches. So it's not like it's a tiny sample size or anything like that. Riley Greene just hit one yesterday. Let's hope he can stay hot and hit one today, cashing out our 3rd and final pick for the video. And that is all we got. We just need one of these guys to hit a home run. We will at least be green for the day. If we have multiple to hit a home run, we'll do a very nice job getting a dent into our losses, getting ourselves very close to breaking even on the year, which would be amazing. If you're not already, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure to also like and comment. Check out the Dub Club if you're interested, and have a good one.